just this wholesome girl. And then, of course, she burst out with that iconic role as Sandy in Grease. She formed a lifetime partnership with John Travolta. And, everybody remembers Olivia in that black outfit at the carnival with John Travolta singing The One That I Want. It was a moment that changed that image of her because we saw her as this beautiful, wholesome girl. And it is still one of the best-selling soundtracks of all time. 14 million copies of that Grease soundtrack were sold, and you couldn't go anywhere in the late 70s without hearing that.
Oh, I owned my album. I listened to it over and over and over. So, Kevin, she later transitioned into a global pop artist with that hit 1981 single, Physical. What was behind her transition from film to a career primarily focused as being a musical artist?
We can't forget that she was always a musical artist. It's where she got her start, but she also changed her image and turned into more of a pop princess. And in the early 80s, you couldn't turn on MTV without seeing that Physical video. And then don't forget, she also had a big hit before that with Magic. She had 2 albums that topped the Billboard 100, and she was, in that moment, a global superstar. And everywhere she went and everywhere she was, people loved her. She was beloved. And she was always this, the nice girl. But she shed that image a little bit with Physical, if you remember that video, with the Jane Fonda vibe. But it also was very different for Olivia because she was in the tights and she gave you a little bit of a naughty look.
Right.
She was a person who managed to kind of reinvent herself in the early 80s. And it's what kept her on top of the charts.
And then, of course, later in life, she battled cancer, and she spoke about that to some degree. What will her overall legacy be, Kevin?
Well, I want to say that, you have to divide her up into her different portions of her career. The country music part, the superstar on the big screen, the pop princess, and then, of course, the advocate who fought cancer so bravely. She first got cancer in 1992, breast cancer. She had radiation treatments, and it looked like she was going to beat it. And then it came back in 2017. And it was interesting because we had a chance to sit down with Olivia on several occasions and talk to her. And she even brought her daughter, Chloe, in as she was launching different career moves. And the thing about Olivia, she was always that person you saw on the screen, that person you hoped she would be. She was always that person. So thankful for the interview, so thankful to hang out for just a moment and to be around. She was never in a rush to get off our stage or get away. She just wanted to sit down, chat, and enjoy her life and enjoy her daughter. So I think that her legacy in the end will be the woman who bravely fought cancer, but also the global superstar who will forever be a part of cinema because of Grease and what a monstrous hit it was and how that soundtrack resonated with so many people and still does.
Yeah, well, it's very gratifying to hear that she was just as lovely in person as she was on the stage. Kevin Frazier, thank you so much for joining us to talk about Olivia Newton-John as she passes, and so many of her fans remember her. Thank you. China continues its military drills around Taiwan. Coming up, we'll speak to former U.S. Ambassador to China, Max Baucus, about the strategy behind this aggressive move.
Plus, more migrants arrive in New York City, while Texas Governor Greg Abbott says the Big Apple is now part of his strategy in Texas to combat the Biden administration's border policies. Your stream.